Hello guys, if you follow this channel, you probably love retro games in every aspect and you're probably a big fan of PlayStation, classic PlayStation 1 and 2 and onwards, so especially the first two consoles. This video is about, me getting a PlayStation 2 that is used obviously. So it has some scratches on the surface, but overall it's a good modified PlayStation console because it has built-in hardware, so it doesn't have a CD drive. Instead they replace it with a hard drive HDD. So with that you can place your games in it, and after that you can choose and play because it has open loader for PlayStation 2. So if you doesn't know what it is, it's like an homebrew application, so it lets you select your games. So the game should be ISO format, I think that's the, or IMG format. So you just plug in the hard drive. There's a USB stick, USB port, and you plug it in, you copy your games, and you can plug and play basically. So it's a really good console, and it came with the wireless adapter and controller. So the controller is cheap, really not that expensive, but it gets the job done. I'm gonna try some different controllers like DualSense or any other stuff. So the best thing is it came with all the stuff, connectors, cables, adapters, and all that. And there's also even a custom made vertical stand, so it looks pretty nice, it looks pretty good. So you see the surface is kind of has scratches, but it isn't important really. So I had some difficulties though, because I found out my old monitor, which has uh, comp composite cables. I don't remember the name exactly, but the cables that came with are component cables. So component cables, my monitor doesn't have component port. So that's why I either had to buy HDMI converter or a composite cable. Composite. I don't know what it is, the name really. The one with green, red, and yellow. Just a video and sound outputs. Those three cables, the OG ones that came with PlayStation. So I found one. Luckily, I didn't expect to find one. I mean, I could find it online, but I found it in a local store, which I didn't expect in 2024. So it was really hard to find, but I found one. So I connected it, because if you see the clips right now, if you connect your component cables to composite ports or whatever the name is, you only get black and white screen. You don't get colorful screen and sounds. So there are also it also came with some other presents, so it was nice, it was also good. Anyway, the screen was black and white, so that's why I couldn't play properly. As you see, I tried Crash, it works. I tried Tekken 5, it also opens without any problem, but I had to do something else, and like I said, I found one and I plug it in, and luckily it worked. I mean, it wasn't used before, so I'm the first user. I even opened it up, so it was great. I mean, to find an unused cable in 2024 is great, guys. So it has matrix chipset, matrix mod, or whatever the name is, and it came with open loader, open PS2 loader, OPL as you know it. So yes, the controller looks nice. I couldn't get it to work properly first because I'm an idiot and I didn't see on and off buttons. So I open it up, it works properly, and the games are also great. There are a total of 50 games, I think. There are some PlayStation 2 games and PlayStation 1 games, and the games are great. There are games like Alone in the Dark, Legacy of Kain, Cold Fear, all Silent Hill games, 2, 3, 4, Origins, Shattered Dreams, Resident Evil 4, Outbreak File 2, and Resident Evil Code Veronica, obviously. So there is Need for Speed, King of Fighters, Ghost Hunter, Crash Bandicoot, the one came out in 21, Blood Rain 2, Dark Angel, Alone in the Dark, I think I said that, Street Fighter, Tekken Tech Tournament, Tekken 5, Mummy, the game of Mummy, The Mummy Returns, and yes, these are the highlights of the game. There are also some more, but I tried some games. I tried, for example, Need for Speed, and I couldn't play it because in with one hand I hold the camera, and with the other hand I try to play the game, which is almost impossible. So you kind of see me failing a lot while I was trying to drive my car, and yeah, it was hard. Then I opened Code Veronica, and it looks great. I mean, it still amazes me. This game looks amazing, and I know many hardcore fans love this game, but for the mainstream public, it is not wide known game like other Resident Evil games like Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, and even 5 and 6, to be honest. So it was, I mean, you know the deal. It was a right proper sequel to the second game, and it was released on Dreamcast first and then PlayStation and other consoles. So yeah, it was such a shame it didn't get many attention it deserved. It's a great game, and it's still great looking. If you think about the year it released, it's great. It's really amazing. And then I tried PlayStation 1 games, and obviously I saw the original Tomb Raider. By the way, I haven't installed any games yet and put any games yet. These are the games that came with the console. So I saw the Tomb Raider and I booted up the original game. There are also some amazing PlayStation 1 games, like the library is amazing. Like there are Silent Hill, FIFA, Winning Eleven, 2, James Bond game, and Resident Evil 2, 3, Spider-Man, Spyro 2, Siphon Filter 3, Urban Chaos, which uses the same engine with Tomb Raider, Twisted Metal, and Star Wars. The library is amazing, and many more. So I opened it up, but the sound was obviously you don't hear the sound at this point, but the sound was so bad. Then I tried Winning Eleven, modded version of Winning Eleven 2, 22, and yeah, this game still looks amazing by today's standards. It still looks great, and it still amazes me. It's so much fun to play. The ISS 2, Winning Eleven 2, these are some amazing PS1 football games. And yes, football, not soccer, by the way. So yes, I tried Resident Evil 2, obviously. In my opinion, the best Resident Evil game, and in my opinion, the best survival horror and horror game, to be specific, the best one ever released. In my opinion, it's a great game and it still looks great. Unfortunately, I couldn't use component cables. If I had used it, it would have been so much beautiful. The quality, the resolution would be much better, but anyway, it isn't important. I mean, it's just an old CRT monitor, so not that important. So Resident Evil 2 still looks amazing, as you see. So it's still so much fun to play. I mean, I play with the emulators all the time. I mean, not all the time, but regularly. But still, the original hardware is something else. Playing with original hardware is something else, and that's why I adore PlayStation 2. For once, it is the console that I grew up with. So I played a lot of games on it. And the second reason is it's the backwards compatibility. So you could also play PlayStation 1 games. So, back then Sony wasn't greedy and it was user friendly all the time. So it was a great console. And also you can play, I think, Sega Mega Drive, or I might be mistaken, NES, SNES games, Game Boy games. It's a great retro emulation also. It has great retro emulation also. It's a great game. If you don't know, I mean, it's a great retro game library. So it's great. It's amazing to play with. So there are tons of games that you could play, obviously. It's still great in 2024 standards. So yeah, that video is about it. So what do you think about the OG PlayStations, especially the first two one? I mean, I could I could try PlayStation 3 fat model, but it's so hard to buy, it's so hard to find, and it's, for some reason in here, it's absurdly expensive, like not even worth it. I mean, it's almost as expensive as second-hand PlayStation 4, which is crazy in here. The prices are all over the place. So that's why. And the yellow light of death is a big problem, and it's so hard to find a proper one, and there is a big chance that it might break down because the hardware is so old, and these first two models are has some capabilities to break down really easily. Let's just say there these have some problems, those two have some problems. So yes, like a chronic injury. So yeah, that video is about it. I hope you like it. So what do you think about these consoles? Do you still play them, or do you prefer emulators? So let me know, and I'll see you guys in another videos. Bye.